Well, good morning, guys. Why do I always say well at the beginning? I should really try to correct that. Good morning, guys. I am just getting started on a sunrise walk out to the Redman Petroglyph site. So, it's a site that I've been wanting to go to for quite a while. I have been here before, definitely, but this is an interesting site and one that I think you'll enjoy. It's a short visit, but worth it. So let's get going. One thing that I really like about walking in the morning is the long shadows. Makes everything so much more dramatic. But it's like nice and cool and quite enjoyable. The birds are quite active this morning. That's always a plus. And flowers are blooming. So, desert in the springtime is a wonderful time. I just came around the corner, and here's my first view of the site. Been on a bit of a quick walk, trying to see if I can get to the glyph before the sun gets into there. If it does, let's keep going. One time while approaching this site, and we came across a Gila monster, and ended up with them straddling the Gila monster, and he was hissing at them, and I'm trying to keep both dogs away from it to keep them from getting bitten. We all got out of there just fine, including the Gila monster. And as I come around the corner here, you'll be able to see him. There he is. What a sight. Impressive. So let's see if we can get a little closer. All right, here you go. This guy is 5 feet tall, approximately. And let's get in, look at some of the detail. Okay, here, you'll notice he's got 5 toes on each foot. Up here, his hands have the 5 fingers, and up to his head. So, some sort of adornment on his ears, it appears. But an impressive sight. Here, I'm standing up a little closer and get a great view of his head there. Pretty impressive. It's a very cool glyph. There is some white on his, I guess that would be his right arm, unless he's looking away from us, but that would seem odd. So some white paint on his, or some white something on his right arm, but that almost seems to be more like caliche and not white paint, as well as the white up here on his head. There does appear to be, however, some different color as sort of a necklace type thing. You can probably just make it out here in the video, but it almost looks like a chain type pattern. This from shoulder to shoulder and drops down below his head. And here's a little more detail of his feet. that maybe we didn't get earlier. It's really kind of cool. See if I can zoom in on each hand. There would be his left hand on the right side as we see it, and his right hand. And this really brings out the detail in his neck adornment. One other thing I noticed yesterday while I was hiking here, just kind of scouting this out, is I was looking along this wall for more rock art. And if there was some, where and why and what did it look like? And if not, why not? And I think I really discovered why there isn't. And my supposition for that is that this is built on the Shinnerup conglomerate. You can see all of this area and where rocks have fallen away previously, kind of evidenced by the boulder piles that had to walk through to get here. The native people would have had a good idea of how often rocks fell. You can tell when a rock falls because it's got a lighter scarp to it. The broken rocks will be much lighter and kind of turn to sand as they fall down the cliff. So rock falls are pretty evident. And they wouldn't have wanted to put rock art in a place where the rocks would tend to fall, because they meant to put it here to last probably generations, so they could pass those stories down from person to person, from family member to family member. So we have rock art here, but further on down the canyon, there is no the rock art, at least on the top ridge. Going the other way, there's quite a bit. And if we get a little bit of time today, maybe we'll stop by a couple of those on our way out. I think we've seen about everything we can see here. Well, you know, there's something I didn't point out yet. Right up here, where this red man, we've got a couple of red dots over here. They're probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches across, maybe 1.5 inches tall. And as I look at that, it makes me think that these are the eyes that are looking out and watching over this valley. You can see here in relation to the red man that those are also pretty good size, probably 15 inches apart as well. Either way, this red man cliff here would look out over the territory of the Shivwits band of Southern Paiutes and the Uinkaret band of Southern Paiutes in their area out here on the Arizona Strip. So, interesting little side addition to this site. And when I came yesterday, I scoured this wall for rock art and really did not find anything. So, let's keep moving. There's a little guy that's bellowing down there. A couple more cattle over there in the wash as well. Well, it appears that the red man is probably not going to get in the sun today. It's still pretty majestic standing out here looking over this entire valley. So, let's see if we can get in a couple more places on our way back. Now I'm just standing here looking at some of these boulders the Buddha fallen out of that Red Man little gap up there. And as you can see, these are pretty large. I've been walking along this cliff for a ways, and right here does appear to be something historic. Some graffiti or rancher making a claim to the area. I guess let's get up and take a look. And since there's no other rock art and this is pretty crudely just rubbed into the wall, I'm going to call it vandalism. Now this appears kind of interesting. I've got these lines on this boulder, on this face, that are almost definitely carved in and appear to go up and over the face as well. Interesting. Let's take a look around the other side. Oh wow. And here's more rock art. I'm all the way around to the other side. We'll come back to this. So here we've got this panel. This is interesting. Let's get in closer detail. So here we go. Our second real rock art site of the day. So you can get a better look at this in the shadow as well. Pretty fascinating. This zigzag that goes across here. And these symbols. Got something else here up higher, but it's pretty nondescript. So this is what we'll concentrate on today. I've got this line across here with the scratched out blocks, which is interesting. A zigzag below it and the circle. Another line with the open blocks leading to a circle. And up higher, we got this zigzag that traverses, I'd say a good, probably 6-7 feet in length. And it's interesting, those two have the part of the zigzag filled in. Right here, this U-shaped pattern is really interesting. What it means, I wish I knew. That interesting place. Let's go on. And just a quick view from the other angle before we leave. Interesting sight.